welcome to Love Always Podcast. I'm your host, Mpilo Nkonde, and finally, I can say that this is episode 3. I'm so excited to be back, you guys, but at the same time with that excitement, I feel like I'm a bit nervous, a bit anxious, mainly because I care about the things that I say to you, you know. I don't think you'd be taking the time out of your day just to hear me spew nonsense, like, honestly speaking. But yeah, it feels good to be back. You know, before I just continue, I just want to ask you, like, how are you doing? How's your day going? Like, take a deep breath. What are you thinking since you're listening to this episode? And some of you are also watching this episode. Hey, give me my levels. I came back and I was like, you know what? I'm also going to be a visual podcast. So it feels really good just to be here, just to be present in this moment, and also to be back in the podcast streets. Hey, the podcast streets have been, well, okay, actually the podcasts I've been listening to, they have been good. But some of the podcasts that are trending, okay, actually, that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Let me stay focused. So yeah, guys, it feels so great to be back. There's just a wave of emotions that I'm feeling, and I hope that, yeah, man, as you see, you know, this will be a reoccurring thing. This will be our thing, meeting every Wednesday at 9 a.m. and just becoming a community, becoming a family, you know? So before I really get into today's episode, I thought to myself, I haven't been here in a while, and it's just best that I take the time to pause and reflect and really catch up, let you know where do I stand in my life, where have I been, what's been going on. So I started the podcast in March 2024, and right now it's November 2025, and child, a lot has happened since the last time you saw me. But if I was to reflect and to think, you know, I'd say that I'm in a season of uncomfortable growth, and it's really necessary because life is not linear. Life is like up and down, and then you're going through the motions, and then you're not. And I feel like it's just normal, you know? As long as we're growing and evolving as people, that's truly what matters. So yeah, I think I'm currently evolving and changing into a different kind of person, but at the same time, I'm still who I am. And it's also a good thing. I was watching this other video by Nasty C, like, he was posting on his social media platform, and one of the comments were like, you know, I wish you could go back to being the artist that you were in 2016. You were the best at that time, blah blah blah, you were peak and stuff like that. And he was like, if you expecting that from me, then just move right along, you know. And I get that, I really do get that. And he was just saying that as a person and as an artist, it's not good for you to be linear. It's always great for you to evolve and to grow as a person. So if you're looking for the artist that's in me, that's like 2016, then you're not gonna find that. Might as well just like move on, leave the space, you know? Because as a human and as an artist, I'm constantly evolving. And I was like, that is tea. You know, sometimes I feel with myself, I'd be like, I wish I could go back to like 2022 me. I wish I could go back to high school me. I actually, that girl, I'm good with her. But anyway, like, sometimes you just have these emotions of, you know, past me just feels like she was better. But at the same time, I feel like, nah, man, it's just best to grow and evolve as a human being, as a person, you know? Because if you are your past self, that means you're not maturing, you're not growing, you're not becoming better. So yeah, in a season of uncomfortable growth, and yeah, I'm actually embracing it and I'm happy with it. If I was to tell you where do I stand with myself, firstly, I'll just let you know that I haven't been journaling. In this past year, 2 years, I haven't been journaling. I haven't been really in touch with myself. But at the same time, I can say that I have become a person who sets boundaries, you know? And I think I'm going to create an episode where we talk about boundaries because it's so important. A lot of the times, people want you to be who they want you to be, and they want you to move the way they want you to move. And it's just like, no, we can't be doing that all the time. You know, at the end of the day, you're living your life for you. So yeah, I feel like I've become a person that has set boundaries, created boundaries for herself, which is, I'll give myself an applause on that, because there's nothing fulfilling in life when you do something and in the moment you're like, why did I agree to this, you know? So yeah, I'm currently in a place where I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm in a season where I'm just trusting God, you know, and I feel like I'm grateful to God for putting me there. So yeah, that's mainly it when it comes to like reflecting on where I've been, how's it been going. Yeah, Shem, if I could say to you, like, things have not been perfect, but at the same time, that's okay. I feel like it's just part of the process of life, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, anyway, going into today's episode. Today's episode is called The Mountain Is You, and the reason why I titled today's episode The Mountain Is You is basically because that's how I feel about myself right now. I feel like the mountain is you, you know, like okay, I'm trying to think of like an analogy, but I don't think it's gonna make sense. So I'm just gonna move on. But yeah, with this title, The Mountain Is You, it's basically me saying that the person who's stopping yourself is you. And when I wrote this message, or when I was busy preparing for this episode, I didn't really think about the time of the year that like we're in right now. A lot of people are going through their New Year's resolutions and they're like, hey, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I haven't blah 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 blah. And I don't know, guys, if you are still the kind of person who does resolutions. I do vision boards, and so yeah, this is me going back to my vision board and being like, hey, did you really do these things that you said you were gonna do this year? But yeah, I digress. I'll get into that much later on. So I think right now I'm just challenging myself from stopping myself from being a mountain. Wait, what? You get my point. I hope you get my point. So today's story starts with a book. Again, yeah, Shem. Like most of my life lessons start with a book. So anyway, and guess what? The name of the book is The Mountain Is You, and it's by Brianna Weist. Girl, I hope I did not butcher your name, but yeah, that is the author of this the book. So basically, long story short, my sister has been raving about this book since the beginning of the year, like January 2025. I hope she's done with this book, but anyway, she has been raving about this book, talking about it. And mainly, the book speaks about transforming self-sabotage into like self-success or transformation or progression, you know? So the main idea, based on what she was telling me, like my sister, the main idea of this book is the fact that Most of the time as people, we tend to stop ourselves from doing something because it feels uncomfortable, you know? And it's a natural response. It's a natural thing in our lives. It's a natural thing. Like your body wants to constantly protect you and your mind constantly wants to protect you. The same thing, your heart, your emotions, your feelings, everything is meant to protect you as a person or a human being. So with this book, it's speaking about the fact that your uncomfortability or you staying in your comfort zone rather is keeping you from doing what you want to do. Like it's keeping you in a self-sabotage type of mode. So if I was to say, for example, with me, I've been wanting to come back to my podcast, and honestly speaking, it feels uncomfortable. It feels unusual right now. Now it's becoming a visual podcast. What else has changed on these podcast streets? There's so many like changes. People are constantly talking about the type of equipment you need to use to create content. Putting myself out there as a person, telling you guys like genuinely how I'm feeling and reflecting, and all these things, all these factors, they're quite uncomfortable, you know, to me as a person. But because there's certain goals that I want to achieve, or there's certain things that I want to share with other people, like I can't stop myself from doing it. So I'd say that this is me kind of coming back and stepping out of my comfort zone again, you know? Another thing, if I was to give you a practical example using myself, a lot of the time I'm such a planner. Like I will plan things, guys. If I have to do something or if I want to do things, I will plan it, I will organize it, I will write about it. But then now comes the part where I have to execute it. And it's like, whoa, hold up. Like, I feel like I can't go ahead or can't go through with it because it feels uncomfortable now that I need to actually take something that is an idea and create it physically and make it a product or make it a physical manifestation, you know? So that's really what the book talks about. So think about, for example, maybe that book you've always been wanting to write, that video that you've always been wanting to post, or just talking about outside of content, that business that you are afraid of pitching, you know, those things that you really want to do, but you've been stopping yourself from doing it because it is uncomfortable. You putting yourself out there, or you taking yourself outside of your comfort zone. You yourself are becoming your own mountain, and you need to get out, child, because come on now, you're never gonna achieve anything if you don't go ahead and do it. And actually, the things that make you uncomfortable, the dreams that you have that make you uncomfortable, are truly the ones that are worth your time and worth your while. If you're on TikTok like me, if you're on TikTok all the time and you hear and it's 5 hours later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, it's 7 hours later, and you still here, it's so depressing. It's so sad. Truly, honestly, doom scrolling is the saddest thing ever, but it keeps you in a loop. It keeps you in a cycle because you're feeling comfortable. You're not doing anything. You're not being creative. You're not pushing yourself out there. Guys, if you are a creative and you really want to do creative things, put yourself out there. And you know what? I'm giving you advice, but I'm also speaking to myself at the same time. So, yeah. Anyway, it is natural for our bodies to want to protect us from feeling uncomfortable, from pushing us out of our comfort zone. But those things lead to self-sabotage. So how about you zone back in and just be brave? Honestly speaking, I feel like if I was to give you a piece of me, guys, I just choose to be brave. I just choose to do it. You know, I wish I could be like those people. There's certain people in my life that I've seen, they're able to take an idea and immediately execute it. Like, yeah, for me, that is a goal. Like, I really want to be that person. But for me, like, if I don't put a date to something, then I don't think it's ever gonna happen. It's ever gonna manifest. So even when I started planning my comeback on the podcast, I needed to put a date, and which is why I actually think SMART goals are important. When I was doing LO, when I was sitting in that class in high school, and the teacher was like, SMART goals this, SMART goals that, I was like, really? But truly, I think as I've evolved and changed as a person, I realized that SMART goals are important. SMART goals are key, because it helps you create specific goals that are achievable. Are they realistic? And I feel like the most important factor for me is time. Are they timely? Like, can you do this within the amount of time that you've set for yourself? And also put a date to it, put a time to it. A lot of the times we tend to create vision boards that they're like a year long. But why don't you create a vision board that's 3 months, like a 3-month vision board, in order for you to be able to, do your goals quicker? Because if your goal has a long time period, then you're going to take forever to achieve it. Like, you're going to procrastinate, you're not going to work towards it. If your goal has a short time frame that's not achievable, it's going to distract you, it's going to lead you to disappointment. So even creating a time that is realistic for your goals, it's just something that makes sense. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm the kind of person who needs to put a time frame towards a specific goal in order for it to happen. That's just my personality, because I end up becoming in this constant loop of planning, organizing, blah 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 blah, and never executing. So yeah, maybe go back and think to yourself, Uguti, what are the goals that I have for myself, and use SMART goals to take you out of your comfort zone. Anyway, yeah, I think for now, realistically, if I think about it, my solution to doing things that are outside of my comfort zone that are good for me is just to be brave, just to do it, just take that leap of faith. Because a lot of people tend to say, if you want to start a YouTube channel, a lot of people say, just start. That's legit it. Just be brave and take that leap and clench onto isibindi sakho mntakabawo and just go for it. The only thing that's stopping you from things is you. Achieving things, it's you. You're stopping yourself. You are your own mountain. So yeah, I think the message is clear in the sense that if you've been stopping yourself from trying something or doing something, just do it anyway. Take that creative journal, start doing it. If you are not a creative, I don't know what's the opposite of a creative, but if you have ideas, go for them. If you are trying to achieve a certain goal, just go for it, just do it. But that's clearly the main message for today's episode. Now, before I leave you, there's obviously a few lessons that I want you to get from this episode. So the first lesson that I want to share with you is be brave and trust the process. Guys, sometimes you are going to fail, and that is okay. Just continue to be brave, be courageous, and go for what you want. Be strategic too. Whenever we do certain things, there's this saying that says, if you don't plan, that means you're planning to fail, something like that. So plan something and then just trust the process. You are going to fail as many times, but failure is just teaching you what mistakes that you've made that you need to improve on. So yeah, that's the first thing that I wanted to share. And then lesson number 2 is be gentle with yourself. I know for a fact that, okay, actually I don't know, but for me personally, I am probably my worst critic. I am my harshest critic, and I'm someone who will really criticize myself. Like, I'm constantly like, why did you do it like this? Why not like that? Like, and don't compare yourself to other people. I think that's the problem with social media nowadays. Everything is just so perfect to the point where now when you're scrolling, this is my challenge with Instagram. When you're scrolling on Instagram, everyone is just perfect. Camera, quality, everything is just, there's nothing that feels real anymore. So yeah, be gentle with yourself as you are growing as a person, as you are trusting the process, as you are taking a leap of faith. Just be nice to yourself, speak nicely to yourself. Be kind to you because you care about you. So yeah. And then the third thing is have an internal locus of control. Now, I've spoken about this in previous episodes, the difference between an internal locus of control and an external locus of control. But I think having an internal locus of control is key. A lot of things are going to happen in our lives, and you're going to think to yourself that life is happening to you. No, don't be that person. Think about how you can change the situation within your environment. So life is very unpredictable, but what is predictable is how you respond towards it. So keep going, keep flowing. If you are going to be that person who is impacted by the environment, by the whatever situation that comes, you're never going to progress or evolve as a human being, because you're going to have a victim mindset, or you're going to victimize yourself in every single situation. And victimizing yourself never leads to progress. So have that internal locus of control. I would do a deep dive, but honestly, I've really spoken about this in episode 1, so you can go back to episode 1, listen to it again, and understand what an internal locus of control is. And another thing that I want to add to this point is that if you don't like something, then change it, guys. If you don't like a certain thing that's happening in your life, if you don't like certain people that are within your circle, change it. Do something about it. Don't wait for the world to change certain things for you, because you're not going to be in control of the situation if you don't do something about certain things. So yeah, I think that's really what I wanted to speak about. Feels good to be back in the podcast streets. Feels good to have a conversation again with you all. Well, that's it from me, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I'm really glad to be back. I'm grateful to be back. And yeah, man, comment and let me know what you think about today's episode. Rate the episode on your favorite podcast platform. And how do you feel now that you can actually see me? Actually, honestly, guys, please tell me how you feel, knowing that the podcast is it has a visual aspect or a visual element to it. I truly want to know if this is something that my viewers like. So yeah, anyway, have a great week. I will be back next week. Trust me, trust it, believe me. And I will see you again soon. Remember to take care of yourself. Be gentle towards yourself, love yourself, and stay true to what you believe about you. And that's it for me, guys. I love you always. Goodbye.